Dear students, it is the fourth video of week 9, and this time we are learning about the writing definitions. Dear students, in the previous videos we came to this fact that for a technical writer, writing outlines are very much necessary. In the same, writing definitions is also one of the very major skill required for the technical and business writer. Dear students, in scientific writing, when we start explaining about anything, we start giving information, it is mandatory, ये फर्ज है, that we should first define that very subject matter clearly so that the other person understand that word according to our point of view, according to the nature of the subject matter, and he may not be confused. Fine. Thereby, writing definitions is very important. Let me take you a little back to the matriculation when you were the students of biology, chemistry, and physics. And there you were taught different types of the definitions like osmosis, like unicellular organisms, fine, like definition of cell, the parts of the different parts of the cell, fine. So those definitions first introduce you with the subject matter, fine, and then we proceed our understanding. Clear? So this uh, logical development and explanation of the words so that the reader understand that concept easily is called definitions. Let's first the definition of the definition. Definitions in technical writing refers to explaining the meaning of a word or a theory as it relates to the subject being discussed. Definitions can solve the problems and clear up confusion within a document. Providing a definition for your readers will enable the writer and the audience to have the unified understanding of a term. Dear students, these lines explain the scope of the definition, that in writing everybody have to understand the concept through the words we use, and same words may have the different concepts and approach for the different people. Let's, for example, we take a very simple word, I think this is a very common word that every student in subcontinent, in Pakistan particularly, and that is when you start reading the first alphabet, apple. Okay, fine. And for a little baby, apple means a fruit. For a grocery person, apple means a fruit. But when you say that I have purchased Apple machine, okay, you say that he works in Apple. Apple devices are very reliable and efficient. So do you think that the Apple you are referring, sorry, the Apple they are thinking, both are, the word is similar, but the understanding of the both the people, both the parties or stakeholders are different. Therefore, definitions come to help us to clear this point, that here apple doesn't mean a fruit. Here apple means a digital company which designs or engineers lots of smart devices. Clear? So from this very simple concept, you learn that writings are mandatory. Definitions are mandatory in the writing. Clear? Definitions are descriptive. For example, uh, when you are ask someone to bring a mobile phone, and or you say bring uh, a remote control television remote control, apparently both are the similar in appearance, but a mobile phone is different, uh, and remote control is different. So in definitions we describe the very concept, be it is an abstract concept, be it is a machine, be it is a function, be it is a word, be it is a symbol, whatever, according to our own understanding. Dear students, now the question is that why writings are necessary. Here it is that writing definitions are necessary to achieve the similar unified understanding what is in the mind of the writer, that concept to be clearly understood by the audience, that this word means this and that. What to define in definitions in technical and business writing? Number one, there are a number of things defined. Mean words, terms, theories, signs, symbols, formulas. Clear? So these things are very much necessary to talk about and to explain to the writer, especially the report. In scientific report writing, there is excessive use of symbols, excessive use of formulas, excessive use of uh, say equations, scientific and mathematical equations, and this requires that everything be defined clearly to the people, and you find that wherever there is an equation, that equation is defined, symbols are defined in the technical reports, definitions are given in the footnotes and other places, just to clear the concept so that the person may not be confused. I'm sure that you have understood that what is the significance of the uh, definition. Now move to the next portion, and it is that rules for writing definitions. Dear students, there are certain rules for writing definitions. Fine. Inshallah, we'll discuss in the preceding discussion. Common word is familiar words for the familiar things. Then when you are defining something, a concept, first thing is familiar words for the familiar things, familiar words for unfamiliar things, familiar words for unfamiliar words for familiar things, and unfamiliar words for the unfamiliar things. Okay, familiar words for the familiar things. But in scientific writing, it is the first requirement that the writer should use the words which the audience are familiar, both the words and the object, both are similar. I mean, both are familiar. People know about the uh, subject matter, and they know about the referent or the word utilized. Therefore, this is one of the best thing that we, being a writer, should use. We are using an affiliated words or a definition, means that should be in the easy words, available words, familiar words, so that there should not be any chance of misunderstanding or ambiguity for the reader. Clear? For example, the word implement, execute, carry out, chance, opportunity. Meaning you have a list of the words of the similar capacity and potency which you can use. Clear? For example, to express someone, he's a bright student. Other words, you say it's an intelligent student. Clear? He's an outstanding student. Bright, intelligent, outstanding are matching words. They are parallel words. They express the similar concept. Therefore, you know the bright and shining and outstanding and intelligent or creative. Fine. All the words, we are familiar with these words. Sometimes familiar words for unfamiliar things. That sometimes, because scientific writing, let's see it, these words in second category present a special problem to the technical writer. These are everyday simple words but have special meanings in science and technology. These words are not the part of the vocabulary of the reader in that sense, which these words used by the technical writer in their documents. Means in scientific world, daily new concepts and ideas exist, and the writers have they need in words to express. Thereby, sometimes they use the familiar word, but the phenomena that referring or is being referred, जिस फिनोमेना की तरफ वो रेफर कर रहे होते हैं, वो लफ्ज हमें पता नहीं होता. Fine. So, for example, here they have two examples. Cheater is a common word in our understanding, common understanding. It is unreliable person, a person, the one who deceives the other people. But in engineering world, cheater means an extension on a pipe wrench, the mouth of the pipe. The mouth of the pipe which screws and holds a nut is called cheater. Now, the word you are familiar, but the object it is referring to is not familiar. Clear? There means simple words, special meanings. So these words, these meanings of the cheater may hardly be existing in the dictionary or understanding of a common person. Well, only the experts of the field may have this understanding. Christmas tree. Recently, in December past, a few days back, Christmas is observed all over the world, and everybody, most of us are familiar with this term of the Christmas tree. Means our understanding is that it is a tree, the tree on which the gifts for the children are hung at night and other day when they got up and they find a variety of gifts, and that tree is called Christmas tree. And in the Christian families, that is our tradition, or as a sacred tradition, annually they do it. But now find that this word is a word familiar, but in engineering what it refers to, Christmas tree means the network of a pipe at the mouth of an oil well, or red and green lights in submarine control room to show closed and open passage. Now, this is what a difference. That the Christmas tree, our understanding is different, whereas the engineering point of view, it is something different. Fine. Therefore, dear students, for example, when you say this Trojan have attacked my computer and have demolished the setting, when this sentence is heard by a man of English literature or Greek mythology, definitely he go confused. But how come the Trojans exist at the time and how they came into the computer of this person? But these words have a special meanings because Trojan doesn't mean those mythological figures of the Greek history. Rather, it means a virus. Clear? So the names are given to different phenomena. Clear? Therefore, sorry, therefore they are called simple words, and therefore they are called simple words and the special meanings. Well, unfamiliar words for the familiar things. Sometimes the words for the familiar things may be used if there doesn't exist any simple familiar term for it. Once again, unfamiliar words for a familiar phenomena or things may be used if there doesn't exist any simple familiar term for it. In this case, writers use a convenient term but define it properly. Clear? Let's, for example, analgesic. Clear? Everybody is familiar with the word painkiller, like different painkillers we use fine, like Ponstan, like the uh, other painkillers, very common. I've just elapsed these words from brain, mind, I've forgotten. Painkiller. Clear? Now this analgesic, it is a technical term used for the types of medicine which are used for the painkilling. Similarly, the word tranquilizers. Clear? The medicine used for the uh, brain satisfaction. Clear? Mean the people are uh, familiar about the fin object, but they are unfamiliar for the word. Similarly, for example, the Latin botanic names of the different herbs, botanic names for the different herbs. Clear? They are unfamiliar. You know the herb, you have watched it many times, but the botanic names are different. Fine. And then lastly, unfamiliar words for the unfamiliar things. This term is used that in scientific world, daily new concepts and words, phenomena happen, and the scientists have to give the names. Clear? Therefore, they have to use some words which are not, the phenomena is unfamiliar and the word is unfamiliar. Let's, for example, we use cloud computing. Cloud, you are understand, and computing, both these are different things, like the black holes. Fine. And similarly, Bohr atomic model, and there are so many other terms which you are not familiar. You are not familiar with the phenomena, and similarly we are not familiar with the things. Therefore, the scientists they try to find the word which expresses that phenomena clearly. But often when such situations happen, uh, Western scientists often take such words from Greece, from classic Latin, or other European languages to avoid or to assign a speciality to these words, like hydraulic. Clear? Like these words which we use, and they are mostly taken from the Greece language. Dear students, in this video, we have learned that the definitions are very important to express the scientific subject matters to achieve the same understanding. The first thing we use to familiar words and avoid others, but sometimes it becomes necessary to use the highly unfamiliar word to express the scientific phenomena. Thank you very much.